Good afternoon, Sister Maria Luisa. May the Lord bless you. I would like to tell you, first of all, that I admire you, I respect you, I value you, and above all, I love you in the Lord. Sister, I have a question about everyday life. In Europe, and in many different countries in Europe in the last few years, there has been an increase in use of alternative medicines. You have taught us about certain branches of alternative medicine, like acupuncture, that does not please the Lord. There are other branches of alternative medicine of which many brothers and sisters have been asking about. Because here in Spain, there are many doctors that use them, like homeopathy or the Bach flower remedies. And I would like to know, sister, if you could teach us about these types of alternative medicines, if it pleases the Lord or not.
Brothers and sisters, the majority of diseases today are caused by food and by evil spirits. Food makes the body sick. What we eat makes us sick. And the demons and witchcraft and sorcery and curses that people throughout their entire life have practiced and continue to practice, that also makes people sick. And so now it is God, or those who know God, they seek God. They go to Him so that God may help or work the miracle, or at least help and intervene in the healing of that person whenever they are in medical treatment. And concerning acupuncture, I've heard and I've seen of people who have this sort of treatment and they're never healed. They continue on in the same situation, but they do end up spending a lot of money on that. They spend a lot of money. And there are many people who say they have very severe headaches and severe migraines. But if they don't have a deep analysis trying to figure out where the pain is coming from, well, there are many people who have tumors, internal tumors in their body, in their brain, and that is what's causing the headache. And then they go to the doctor, and then they just put in needles to kind of take away the pain. But if they're not treating the tumor that exists, well, then the pain, the headache will never go away. But the doctors, science, they run all of the tests and they say, oh, well, within your body, there's nothing. And your head still continues to hurt. You continue to have migraines. Well, the sure thing is that it's probably an evil spirit of sickness and caused by witchcraft sorcery done against you. That's why you have that headache. And so you must then go to prayer and ask the Lord to work the miracle. That's it. Now we first, the children of God, we go to our God so that He may heal us. And when the Lord has mercy of a person who is sincere, He shows them and tells them, go to the doctor so that they may run some tests. In other occasions, God doesn't show you, so since you have money, you then make the decision yourself to go to the doctors to run those tests. And you do what you can do best. But I don't really know what alternative medicine is. I don't know what it is. But I think, well, why should we go through so many different rituals and so many things? I think the easiest, simplest thing to do is just go to traditional medicine that is used, and they run tests in a lab and they examine them in the lab, and then also the x-rays. For me, that's the most normal thing. Everything else, they're sort of things that people make up. And if you place your trust in that, because sometimes you end up paying a lot of money and you don't see that you're getting better, maybe you are starting to lose trust in God, but we shouldn't lose trust in God. Let's analyze. What's making me sick? Maybe it's the food. Maybe, well, there has been witchcraft or sorcery. How was your life in the past? Oh, well, in the past, my family liked to do witchcraft and sorcery. Well, all of that, you must acknowledge and analyze and own up to all of that, because that will bring problems in the future. And a person who, in their life in the world, went to mediums and fortune tellers and sorcerers to cast sorcery and witchcraft against others, or they went to have people tell them their future or practice that, just know this: when you arrive to the church, the Lord forgives you. The Lord receives you. He makes you promises, tells you he's going to bless you, cleanse you, but know that the enemy is behind you, saying, oh, this person has changed their mind. Well, first they were doing witchcraft and sorcery and believing in that, and now they're coming to seek God. Well, I'm not going to leave them alone. I'm not going to leave them alone, so I'm going to make them suffer. And so the enemy begins to persecute you. And then you start to see the witchcraft, sorcery, the diseases, the illnesses, those spirits begin to react in your body, because that's what the enemy does out of pure vengeance. And so you analyze your situation, analyze your life, pray to God, ask God, devote yourself wholeheartedly. Those who devote themselves wholeheartedly to God have no need to venture off to seek the different man-made inventions. And I have heard of homeopathy, and sometimes people don't know what homeopathy is, because true pure homeopathy is something completely different, and it deals with evil spirits. It deals with supernatural forces, true, legitimate homeopathy. But there is homeopathy, which is just a series of theories in universities and studies in colleges, and that they call homeopathy. And as people are seeking those mediums, herbalists, healers, they go to these people seeking healing and a remedy to their illness. And so people would go to them and would not go to traditional doctors. And so the doctors were losing their patients. And so they say, well, okay, since everyone's going over to homeopathy, let's have some courses here of homeopathy and its theories. And then we say that this is the homeopathy of this university. And it turns out that's not the true homeopathy, but it's only so that people can see and say, oh, well, this is a homeopathic doctor, I'm going to go there. And that's a way for them not to lose their patients, because everything in life is a business. It's all a business. They tell you that you're sick and that you need to take medication because it's a business, so that you buy, and you are a slave to that disease, and you buy the medication, because if not, the labs go bankrupt and the doctors are left without patients. And so that's what happens. So let's be realistic. Let's be realistic and practical and normal. God first. The Lord will heal me. And if the Lord does not work the miracle directly, right, and taking away the disease, well, then I'll go to the doctor. But I'll say, Lord, I'm going to the doctor so that he may examine me to see what's happening, and give wisdom to that doctor so that he is able to discover what's wrong with me. And Lord, I'm going to the doctor because I need surgery. Let you be the surgeon so that everything goes perfectly. And God acts. God does that. God blesses. God heals miraculously, but also God uses medicine. God uses medical science. But God does not agree with those who work healings through supernatural negative things, which are spirits, and which is all of that matter of having to go through multiple sessions and rituals. God is not in that. Who is present is the devil. The devil is there to also make people sick. He makes them sick and then takes away the sickness so that people say, oh, well, they healed me. Because in order to deceive people, that's what the devil does. He works a miracle. He does something good and then 9 bad things. That's what the devil does. And so let us be wise and intelligent, and let us trust in God. Let us read the Bible, and let us be practical, and let us not seek so many man-made inventions. But let's go to what is normal, what is ordinary. If you have no money, tell the Lord, Lord, I'm ill, I'm sick, but I have no money to go to a doctor. Lord, you will heal me. You will help me, because I'm not able to go to the doctors because I have no money. Well, surely God will have mercy of you, and he will heal you or give you the money so that you can go to the doctor. And very well. And concerning everything else, don't say Sister Maria Luisa said this is bad and that doesn't please God. I don't know about those things. I don't know what the alternative medicines are, but concerning those, I have seen so many people with those needles and their heads hurt even more. And there was once a sister who had those needles there and she had a constant headache, and I said, take that off. And she took it off and the headaches went away. Let's continue forward.